Hey, what's up, Cool Like That peeps? It is me, your Cool Like That Asian in the house. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. As you can see from the last, if I think I did a video where the computer was on that side, but I wanted to, I kind of rearranged the room so it's across from each other. So my work computer is on one side behind me. So if I'm not working, I'm not using that computer. So basically I'm using this computer. So it's right across from each other and I can just turn around and do whatever on this computer. But before I start anything, because I have this tendency at work to just get down to business, and usually I do that with anything that I do. I really don't have time to talk. But I've been known to be the dragon person of whatever, and people think I'm just the meanest, most uppity type of person that just doesn't want to get to know a person. And I've been known to be like that, which sometimes I just like to get things done and not really don't want to have a little chit chat, especially at work. I'm there to really work and whatever, but I have to always remember that we have different personalities out there and we have different types of beliefs. We have different types of things, people that I have to deal with. So a lot of times I have to kind of mesh my energy with somebody else, and it's really tiring at the end of the day. And I explain this to a lot of people, and some people are on the other side of the spectrum where I'm on one side, they're on the other. They just want to have fun, and then there's all these sirens. I always have to deal with this. But so we have different personalities, so I have to really be in sync somehow and try to figure out that type of person's personality. However, so I just want to say I see how everybody's doing out there first. Hopefully you guys are doing great and staying safe out there. Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks since I did this podcast thing and people listened. I'm surprised. But I'm also going to try to do this video thing where you guys can see me, and then I'm also doing podcasts. So I'm trying it out, trying different things. I got to give myself a deadline though, because when I don't give myself a deadline, I tend to slack a little bit. And I haven't given myself a deadline of when I want to do these officially, because I do plan. It's not if I do it, it's when I do it, right? So I have to really kind of master that and get control of something, because over the last couple of years, I felt like I was out of control regarding just stuff that I do at home, because I don't know. I just probably lost control of something. I haven't gone to the gym regularly. This pandemic has been just crazy, and then I'm trying to get my bearings. So last week I actually took a break, because I haven't really taken a break and really just stopped and just said, no, I'm not doing any type of work, right? Even though I kind of logged in once, because I promised that I will log in once for a couple of minutes to do test claims. But that's the only time when I actually stopped and just logged in. And then I got off. I never really answered. I didn't even answer any phone calls. Even from my boss, I never answered any phone calls. So I stopped that, because I needed to have that mental day mental days to get back into focus, So anyways, where was I going with it? I don't know what I was going with, but something has been weighing on my mind lately that I have been kind of struggling with, and I need to get people's perspective on this, and people who their mindset. I don't want any type of fighting. I don't want any arguing, because it's been happening quite frequently with everybody in the world today. So don't tell me that you have not fought with somebody or argued with somebody about what's going on in the world in the last 4 years, because to me, if you haven't, then you are not normal. That's what I got to say. But maybe I'm going to get a lot of backlash on that, and really there are those truly people that maybe just talks to four walls, and maybe they're saying, oh, it's in realistic nature, right? In natural nature of who a person is, there's always going to be times where they're going to get frustrated, especially how chaotic this world has become. And I don't want to hear all that noise. So all I want to know is who's taking the vaccine and why are you taking the vaccine? Because, or if you're not taking the vaccine, why are you not taking the vaccine? Now, let's try to stay away from going into the Trump world or going into this. What is your personal belief? If it wasn't dealing with anything that is dealing with Trump, right? Or dealing with the Democrats or dealing with the elite, I want to know exactly what your personal feelings are if there was a pandemic, today, of course there is a pandemic, but since today is a pandemic, right? If it wasn't this pandemic of COVID and it was another pandemic, what would drive you to make that decision? Would you actually take a vaccine? Because in my personal belief, when I took the flu vaccine, and this is personally, I've taken the flu vaccine for several years, and my mistake, I haven't really looked at the ingredients, right? So one year I actually looked at the ingredients, and one year I really was very, not weirded out. I was kind of shocked when I saw some of the ingredients. And just to say the least, from time to time they change the ingredients in there. Mostly every year they change the ingredients because things morph into other stuff. So I believe in that, evolution or whatnot. I do believe that things morph into other things. So, not saying a person would morph into something. I'm just saying that cells or whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? Morph into something that could be much, much greater than it is. So, of course, the variance has to happen. But of course, there's that noise of, I was about to burp. Excuse me. I am so sorry. If you're seeing this on video, hopefully you guys didn't hear something. I am so sorry. Okay. But you hear the noise of people saying, yeah, I'm going to take it because I want to be protected. Is that the only reason why you're taking it? Just to feel protected? Do you think of the long-term effects of a vaccine? Because nowadays, when some type of medication comes out, you have a long laundry list of side effects that happens. And when you it's funny to me because you can catch when you have like something like, let's say, Truvada, you can have other things like the rash, or you can have other things like, kidney disease or something like that. Something out of the weirdest thing that you have a laundry list of side effects, and it's scary why people would take certain things. But and they're scared not to take the vaccine, and it's like you're doing one thing, but then you do another. It's just, to me, it's mind-boggling. So I'm trying to figure out: are you really taking the vaccine? What is the reason why you're taking the vaccine? Or if you're not taking the vaccine, why are you not? Because for me, I took the flu shot several times, and I haven't really gotten sick after taking the flu shot. But after I didn't take the flu shot for a couple of years, I got sick quite often. And it may not have been the flu. I got sick on certain other things, but I got sick. So, and right before this COVID stuff, I got sick twice. And it was scary for me because I never got that sick. And I remember this clearly because I had to cancel going to practice for kickball. I had to cancel a couple of games because I didn't want to get people sick. I really didn't, but I just didn't feel like myself at that time. So could it be the COVID that I didn't know about? I don't know. However, the noise that is happening, and this is the frustrating part. My back is itchy. Goodness. The noise that is happening that on both sides, it's making me question, is it real or is it not real? And I know there is something out there. People are dying from this, and it's really scary because I've had friends that has actually died from this. One of my good friends in Texas died, and then there's a couple of people that I know that has died from this virus. So there is something out there, but it's scary to know that there could be other side effects because of this virus, or not this virus, but this vaccine. So which one would you believe? And that's the one thing that I wonder, what drives people to make a decision? What is your decision, and how did you come up with that? That's what I'm trying to ask. Because to me, I'm getting confused, and I'm trying to figure this all out. To make the right decision for me, because I can't make a decision for my husband. He has his own beliefs, and I'm not going to stand in between of him and his beliefs. I'm not going to do that. But the thing is that for me, I've never gotten sick with the flu shot, but for some reason I got sick after I stopped taking the flu shot. So what was it? Maybe I was too healthy at the time. I don't know. So I'm truly, truly interested. I don't want to start arguments, and I really don't want to do that. So if you guys have some type of thought process on why and what your thought is, I would very much appreciate and maybe have this conversation. And maybe I might not be the only one that's thinking this or trying to figure this out on their own. It takes a community to sometimes figure things out and try to figure out what people believe and what is true. And again, there has been a lot of noise, and just some things are compelling. You got to admit, some things are compelling, to say the least. But when you really sit down and take things piece by piece by piece, then you start to see the real thing, and it gets confusing. It gets confusing because even with the presidency, right? You have one that does a chaotic way of doing things, but people love him, right? So of course I'm talking about Trump. People love him, but then you have the other side that people love Biden, right? President Biden. Everybody loves him. A lot of people love him, not everybody, but some of the things has been outrageous about him too. So on both sides, people are crying foul. What you can't even look at the news nowadays. And it's really scary because I used to rely on the news to make decisions. Now I rely on the news, social media. Now I'm relying on podcasts and asking regular people what they think. So a lot of my friends, I'm truly asking, what do you guys think? So this is something that I'm just wondering, and it's very interesting to me, and then maybe it could help me make a decision. I'm not going to blame you if you blame it on somebody, right? I'm not going to blame it on somebody that is just putting it out there as a thought. And I just find it interesting. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's just interesting. So this video is a little longer, and I kind of was just deep in my thoughts lately about this, and I really want to know what people think. Put it in the comments wherever I post this. Try to put it in the comments, or just private message me or something. Let me know what you guys are doing, because I'm on the fence on this one. I don't know if I'm going to take the vaccine, but then I have to wear a mask. If I don't, because I don't know what's out there still, or if I for some reason have it. I haven't shown symptoms, but I haven't really gone out. So that's the thing. I've gone to the store. I've taken as much precautions. I have a key that has sanitizing hand sanitizers, and then I try to wash everything that I eat before. Of course, I try to wash everything that I eat, but things that like if it's an apple or something, I wash that, or a can of Coke or something, that I wash that. It's just things that people can touch. I try to do everything I can to mitigate that and try to not mitigate, but try to keep that keep it clean. But it's just like, I don't know. It's just weird, and it's 15 minutes of just wondering, and that maybe this is too long to just wonder. So I want to know what people think out there. You tell me, and what I should think, or what should I kind of have an idea of. Let's not fight about it. Let's just have a civil conversation. So, but that's all my thoughts for right now. And I know people are not going to make it to the end of this video, but I love you guys, and I will catch you guys all later. And I love you. And I'm going to try to make a more fun video, but that's just been on my thoughts lately. So anyways, I will catch you guys all later. I love you. Bye.